Hey guys, it's Gadidi here, and this week I'm doing something different than normal. I am doing a tribute video to one of the greatest gun creators of all time. We are doing a tribute video to Gaston Glock. Anyone that knows what's going on is he did pass away on the 27th of December, which was just a couple days ago from time of recording. And it is my favorite gun platform, so I figured might as well do a tribute video to the late great Gaston Glock. So while we're doing that, we're going to give you a little history lesson. Alright, so first and foremost, Gaston Glock. He was born in Austria in July 19th of 1929. He did just recently pass away on December 27th, 2023, which makes him 94 years old. Gaston Glock created the Glock manufacturing plant sometime in the early 60s, making home goods and things like that. Didn't get into the military aspect until about the 70s. In the 70s, he created a series of knives for the Austrian military and decided in the 80s, when they were looking for a new pistol to replace their old Luger pistols, or their P38s, their old P38s, he figured he could get into that industry. So in 1982, he created the Glock 17. And it was introduced to the Austrian military and was adopted by the Austrian military in 1983, which they called it the Pistole 80. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's where the recreation of the first Glock came from, and everyone called it the P80. It's because it was an acronym for the Pistole 80. Now, my favorite pistol didn't come around until 1987, and that is the Glock 19. One of the best platforms, best size pistols ever produced. And I think one of the most influential guns, maybe not ever produced, but one of the most influential guns in the last 4 decades. This gun is the standard by which pretty much every gun manufacturer created a compact gun, all the way up till fairly recently when the P365 changed the game. So Glock 19 was the staple for the longest time. If you wanted to make a duty-sized compact gun, you made a gun that was Glock 19 size. Now, Glock was not the first to use polymer frames. He was not the first to use striker fires. But what he did do is take something that was already great and made it better by making it the most reliable pistol on the market. And when it comes to duty use, no one cares what it looks like. No one cares how smooth the action is. No one cares how smooth the trigger is. If every time you squeeze off that trigger, it goes boom, that's what matters. And part of what makes them so great is these magazines. The magazines are probably the most reliable magazines on the market. And that's part of what makes Glock so great. The other thing is, it is a very shootable gun. The angle of the design is designed to eat up recoil, to make it easier and better for the shooter. Now, not everyone can shoot Glocks well, but those who can shoot them well and fast. Great design by a great man. Gaston Glock, one of the greatest manufacturers in history, and will go down in history as one of the greatest, right up there with John Moses Browning or Samuel Colt. He'll be right up there because he changed the game on how guns are created. Because now everything's polymer framed, striker fired. And when he introduced the Glock 17, especially when it came to the U.S. market, everyone called it a Tupperware. And that was back when pretty much every gun was metal framed, hammer fired. So seeing a striker fired polymer frame gun, most people thought it was a toy. Definitely not a toy, and definitely one of the most influential guns in history, and made by one of the most intelligent and innovative men in history. Gaston Glock, we love you, and I hope you're doing well up there, hanging out with John Moses Browning and Samuel Colt, going over some designs. Definitely something cool. And guys, I really hope that Glock does really well in the near future. I hope someone, hopefully Catherine, his wife, takes over and some great things come out of Glock. But definitely something that I want to see in the near future is some really neat innovations and maybe a tribute Glock to Gaston himself. That'd be really awesome. All right, guys, this is Gun Didi. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's your favorite Glock and how much you're going to miss Gaston. All right, guys, I'll see you for the next one.